In life, one of the most painful experiences we go through is rejection. It can come from people we love, opportunities we hope for, or dreams we work hard toward. And when it hits, it can shake our confidence, break our spirit, and make us question our own worth. But what if rejection isn't the end? What if it is the beginning of a deeper journey, one where we learn to value ourselves not because others choose us, but because we finally choose ourselves? Today's motivational story, Learning to Love Yourself After Rejection, is a powerful reminder that even in our lowest moments, there is strength growing inside us. This is a story of rediscovery, healing, and rising again. Let's dive in. There was a young man named Daniel who grew up believing that acceptance from others was the doorway to happiness. He worked hard, always trying to be the person everyone expected him to be. At school, he was the friend who never said no. At work, he overworked himself to impress his bosses. And in relationships, he poured his whole heart into people who only gave him half of theirs. Deep down, Daniel believed that if people accepted him, it meant he was worthy. And if people rejected him, it meant something was wrong with him. Life kept going smoothly enough until the day he faced a rejection that struck him at the core. He had applied for a job he desperately wanted, one he had dreamed about for years, one he believed would finally validate all his effort. He reached the final stage of the recruitment, confident he had done well. But when the mail finally came, it read, "We appreciate your interest, but we have chosen another candidate." Those words sank into him like invisible weights. At first he tried to pretend it didn't matter, but as the days passed, the pain grew. Thoughts ran through his mind. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe there's something wrong with me. The rejection opened the door to every insecurity he had buried inside himself. Daniel stopped doing the things he loved. He lost confidence, avoided friends, and even isolated himself from the world. The fear of being rejected again became so heavy that he refused to take chances. He believed one rejection had the right to define his value. But life has a way of speaking to us when we least expect it. One evening, while walking home with his head low, Daniel saw an elderly man struggling to carry heavy bags. Without thinking, he rushed to help him. The old man smiled warmly and said, "Thank you, young man. People hardly stop to help these days." Daniel nodded and tried to walk away, but the man gently held his hand and added, "You know, the value of a person isn't decided by who rejects them. It's revealed by who they choose to be, even when they think no one sees them." Daniel froze. Somehow those words pierced through the fog in his mind. That night he sat on his bed replaying the moment. For the first time in weeks, he asked himself a different kind of question. What if my worth isn't tied to what people accept or reject? What if I have value simply because I exist? Slowly, Daniel began a journey he should have started long ago, learning to love himself. It wasn't easy. Every morning he faced a battle between his doubts and the person he wanted to become. But he decided to take small steps. He wrote down the things he liked about himself, even if they felt small. He began reminding himself of the times he had succeeded, helped others, or shown kindness. He decided to stop apologizing for being himself and start acknowledging his own humanity. He realized that rejection is not a verdict on your identity. It is simply a redirection towards something better suited for you. He began applying for other opportunities, not from desperation, but from self-belief. He reconnected with friends and allowed himself to enjoy moments without overthinking. He learned to speak kindly to himself, because he finally understood that the loudest voice in his life should not be the voice of rejection, but the voice of love from within. One day Daniel received an offer from a company he had never even heard of before. The role was far better than the one he had once thought was perfect. And the environment was full of people who appreciated him not just for his skills, but for his character. In that moment he finally understood the truth. Rejection is not a sign that you are unworthy. It is a sign that life is pushing you toward what truly belongs to you. What he once thought was the end was simply the beginning of a better chapter. The pain he had felt only sharpened his strength, and the rejection only taught him how to stand taller. And most importantly, he learned that self-love is not something you find after people accept you. It is something you choose even when they don't. Daniel's story is a reminder to everyone listening that rejection does not diminish your worth. You are not defined by who walks away from you. You are defined by how you rise after disappointment, how you speak to yourself in your lowest moments, and how you rebuild your heart with patience and courage. Rejection will always hurt, but it is not your enemy. It is your guide, your teacher, and sometimes the necessary force that pushes you back onto the path meant for you. So if you are listening right now and you are struggling after someone left you, after a job didn't work out, after someone said you're not what we want, remember this: you are still enough. You are still valuable, and you are still deserving of love, especially your own. Lift your head, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that your story is still unfolding. Life still has beautiful things waiting for you. Keep moving, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself. Because nothing, not even rejection, can take away the greatness you carry within. Thank you for watching this video. If this story touched you or inspired you in any way, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so more people can be encouraged. Your support means everything. Keep believing in yourself. You are stronger than you think.